All right, college football pick'em on Chuck Shet. This is week 6, joined by the usual suspects here, Ben Pionk and Matt Ferry. Before we get into it, we'll read off the records. So last week, Ferry, for the third week in a row, had the best record of the week. He went 9-6. He's now 47, 35-1, hitting at 57%. He is 2-3 on locks. Weirdly, you're the only one above 500, but below 500 in locks, which is kind of interesting.
I don't know, man.
Ben was 12-13 last week, 48, 61-1, 44%, 4-3 on locks. And then I went 9-10, 41, 43-3, 49%, 3-2 on locks.
I just wanted for the record that in real life, I'm not as bad as I am in real life in this show.
Okay.
I'm not doing too bad.
Then I'm the opposite.
So all of our viewers that are tailing your picks, what would you tell them when they hear that statement?
Just ride my locks.
Just ride. Okay, that's good enough.
Ride my locks, and if I say I love it, take it. Because those are the ones I'm betting more heavily.
Okay. So the board isn't great this week. I'm not a fan of it.
It is not great.
I don't even like my card.
I hate my card.
But to do a little recap of last week, it kind of went. So we had a little bit of chaos. Stanford beating Oregon, Kentucky beating Florida, but we're each week that passes, we just keep getting confirmation that's Georgia, Bama, and everyone else. They are clearly the two best teams in the country. Bama, the score was closer somehow than the game actually indicated. They killed Ole Miss.
Yeah, they won.
And then Georgia just suffocated Arkansas for 60 minutes. So that's two top 10 teams that in the same conference that didn't even stand a chance. And then Iowa and Penn State with huge wins they play this week. Is there anything, Ferry, from you, first off, recapping last week, any thoughts that you had coming out of those games?
I mean, I think other than those, I think the Big Ten just as a whole is winning right now. I mean, you've got Iowa, Michigan State, Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan all looking very good. Like obviously, I think the loser of Penn State, Iowa, going to be in some trouble. But, the winner, that's obviously, controlling especially if Iowa, they can easily run the rest of the table with their easy schedule. Penn State could still run it if they do lose, if they run the rest and still get in. But, Big Ten's got to be happy with where they're at because of how many top, 12 teams they have.
Mm-hmm. And with Oregon losing.
Oregon losing, yeah.
Now if Oklahoma loses,
then two SEC schools, two Big Ten schools if Cincinnati doesn't get the nod?
That also from last week. Cincinnati now.
Mm-hmm.
Biggest game probably from last week.
Yeah. How
result-wise.
That was. It is nice to see a group of 5 team have the shot now if they can run the table, which they should.
Especially with every other team
tripping over themselves.
Yeah.
Is there any way that if Cincinnati goes undefeated, is there any way they don't get in?
They should be in the figure undefeated.
I was thinking about what if Pitt ran the table and Cincinnati stays undefeated? Like, are they going to choose an ACC champion with that one bad loss or
undefeated? It'd be the 4.
I don't think they would.
They can't because Pitt's literally unranked and Cincinnati's 5th right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be kind of like, okay.
It's about where you finish.
I guess, but Cincinnati's been like what at worst 10, 11?
We'll
was that what they started at?
We have to stop talking about Pitt as a series. I love it as much as the next guy, but we got to be realistic.
It's their best season in a while.
So here's a scenario. Here's a scenario I wanted to lay.
5 games.
This isn't something we talked about before the show, so kind of want to get your gut reaction on it. Play this scenario out with me. I don't think Oklahoma is going to go undefeated, but let's just pretend that they do. So Georgia, Alabama, whoever loses the SEC championship, doesn't matter. That'll probably be their only loss. Oklahoma goes undefeated. You now have Ohio State Big Ten champion with 1 loss, Oregon Pac-12 champion with 1 loss, undefeated Cincinnati. Someone has to be out. Oregon beat
definitely-
Ohio State.
I think Oregon's definitely out.
Ohio State
Out
would
of-
be out.
You think Ohio State would be out?
I
Because
I think
Oregon.
Ohio State would be in.
I think
Ohio
it
State-
would be Oklahoma and Cincy.
Oh,
So-
so both of them out. Both
Yeah,
Oregon
both
and
of them
Ohio
out.
State.
Yeah.
I think Oregon.
I mean, Oregon beat Ohio State and Oregon lost to Stanford. And you said
Yeah.
Oklahoma's undefeated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then they would get in.
But what if? Well, yeah, or Oklahoma would probably be in. So I guess for the last spot is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Ohio
Cincy.
State, Oregon, Cincinnati,
Yeah,
Cincy,
Cincy.
Oh, well, undefeated Oklahoma or undefeated Cincy? Like who would?
both.
I
They're
think
both
both.
undefeated.
So then it'd be Alabama, Georgia, Cincinnati, Oklahoma, whatever
Yes.
order.
I can't see them leaving out an Ohio State that beats Penn State, Michigan, and Michigan State,
That is true. Even undefeated Big.
and
It's
then
tough.
beats Iowa in the Big Ten championship.
That
There's
is
no
tough.
way they would leave them out.
That is tough. I think they choose.
I think
Oklahoma over
Iowa's going to win
Cincinnati,
the Big Ten.
You know,
That's just my gut feeling.
What'd you say, Ferry?
I mean, they definitely choose Oklahoma over Cincinnati. Just like no matter what you think, like I think they would
Mhm.
just do that just because it's Oklahoma for Cincinnati,
Mhm.
despite like whether or not I think that is the right thing or not.
Mhm.
I think that's just what they would do.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so Cincinnati's still in a spot where they can get screwed, even though they go undefeated.
Yeah, and
So they-
scheduling those two tougher road games with Indiana and Notre Dame, like that's tough.
Yeah, that turns out where Indiana has 3 losses already.
Yeah.
No, and now they don't have Michael Penix for a while.
Right. That's tough.
Interesting.
That's tough.
So they probably need Oklahoma to definitely lose, which I don't think they're going to go undefeated.
I don't see that happening either. Like they're not covering even close to covering any of these games. Like
Yeah.
you know.
All right, so Fair, if you want to do your top 10.
Yep, I got Bama, Georgia, Iowa, Penn State, Cincinnati at 5. You know, I think it just works out that Iowa, Penn State, whoever loses is going to drop, and Cincinnati will get into the 4 for the time being.
Mhm.
Oklahoma 6, Ohio State 7, Michigan 8, BYU 9, Oregon 10. And I do not like
Okay.
Oregon. I think after this, I don't care what they do the rest of the season with Pac-12. It's over.
Ben, if you one, your top 10, and then also if you had any takeaways, thoughts from last week. We'll do actually no, Fair, if you want to do your biggest winners and losers too, I forgot we do that also.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of had it with the Big Ten, but I think I think as of right now, Cincinnati. But like Big Ten / Cincinnati were my 2 biggest winners, just like as a whole. Then biggest loser, like I said, was probably Oregon and Pac-12 as a whole too. Like those that's just generically speaking.
Yeah, that makes sense. Ben.
So my top 10 going into week 6, Georgia, Alabama, number 1 and 2, obviously. Iowa, Cincy, round out the top 4. Oklahoma at 6 or at 5. Kentucky, Michigan, Michigan State,
I see what you're doing.
BYU, OK State.
Yeah.
Someone you're
figured
leaving out
that's-
there, yeah.
Okay.
What school?
That's a great question. If
Yeah,
What
that
school are you
if
talking about?
if said school beats Iowa this week, would they
Who
be
does
in your
Iowa
top
play
10?
this Does Pitt play Iowa? Is that what you're
No, I
saying?
think Pitt's off. Yeah, I think Pitt's off this
okay.
week. The
I
other
thought that too.
the other school in the state,
Not Temple.
not Nova either. Nova plays James Madison.
Sandusky State.
Temple
Yeah,
plays
do that.
Cincinnati. So I
I
mean,
can't acknowledge schools like that.
Okay, that's
It's
fair.
against my code.
But you acknowledged Ohio State.
They're not in it.
Oh, they're not in your top 10. Okay,
No, they're not. No, they have a
Fair.
loss.
fair. Touche. Yeah. So, well, you acknowledged Michigan State.
they're
My God, it's a
undefeated.
different
I
sport.
think they're undefeated.
That's a different sport. That was gymnastics.
Okay, fine.
That's like apples and oranges. You're trying to like come.
Okay.
up with.
I thought Mark D'Antonio had some heat on him before he left. Didn't he?
Probably not.
I'd imagine it went all the way up to the AD, but that's neither here nor there at this point. Yeah. So, your biggest winners and losers of the week.
Oh, biggest
Obviously, not
winners.
impressed with a shutout in Happy Valley.
biggest winners, I'd say, obviously Georgia, Bama. They kicked the shit out of the other, like the team they played, and that's
Yeah.
clearly they're going to make the college football playoffs. And then Pitt, this might just be my own sentiment, but it seems like they have a shot to do something this year. They're the 11th best odds to win the championship, I believe, which is just crazy because they're not even ranked. But I believe in them. I hope they do well this year. I'm not putting my hopes too high yet. Biggest losers, Pac-12 obviously sucks now. I don't think any of them are going to get into the college football playoffs. And then Notre Dame, because their season's over.
It is. It's over.
Sadly.
Now they have to go to Sandman for a night game.
Yeah.
That's gonna be.
It's a tall task. I think they might lose.
I mean,
Let's save it.
Okay, we'll save it. All right.
Yeah.
Let's postpone this talk.
Okay.
I like it.
So my top 10. Give me a second because I'm sorry. I have my top 10. I wrote down a different top 10 in this thing. Okay, so Georgia 1, Alabama 2, Penn State 3, Iowa 4. Wait, hold on. Georgia, Alabama, Penn State, Iowa, Cincinnati, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan, Kentucky. Kentucky will fall out next week when they lose to Georgia by 150 points, but I'm gonna give Kentucky their due for now. They get their flowers.
Why not?
Yeah, Michigan State, I'm not really convinced on, to be honest.
Agreed.
And then biggest winners of the week. So Cincinnati, Ohio State, I think too. Won the Oregon loss, and then also that they might be rounding into form here. Like they were a 15-point favorite, won by 39. Like there's something to be said for that. Maybe Vegas underrated them, and then the Pitt Panthers I had as my third winner of the week. Yeah, that's anytime your quarterback's in the Heisman conversation, that's a win now.
Yeah.
And then biggest losers, Notre Dame, Oregon, and Arkansas, to no fault of their own, but clearly should not have been ranked 8th.
Fair.
They were wrong place, wrong time.
Yep.
They beat up on 2 soft schools in Texas.
I'm glad they had their fun. You know what I mean?
They did, yeah. It was a good story.
Yeah.
It was fun for the week.
It was
exactly
fun story. So getting into games for this week. Big noon kickoff, Red River rivalry. Wanted to make sure that we got that right.
Unfortunately, it's on ABC, not Fox. No fist bump with Gus Johnson.
Oh,
I know. I was really hoping.
Who's that game?
I don't remember now. Because Penn State's at 4:00 on Fox. So
Yeah. Oh, so maybe they're doing that game.
they might be
And
doing
there's
that
no
game.
noon.
Yeah, I don't know. I know West Virginia's on at Fox Sports 1, but yeah.
Yeah, I was about to call that big noon kickoff. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe they're doing Ohio State, Maryland. That game's noon on Fox.
That'll do it. Hopefully
Or
they're
they'll
doing,
just stick to like slapdicks on that game and have Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt do Penn State, Iowa.
that would
I'm
be
guessing.
ideal. That would be ideal. I mean, they should be doing the Red River anyways. That's tradition, I thought. But
I
what are
agree.
you gonna do?
So Oklahoma, Texas. So I wrote all these down on Monday or Sunday night when I sent them out to you. Maybe lines will change, but Oklahoma versus Texas, neutral site at the Cotton Bowl. Texas plus 3.5, over under 63.5. Ben, wanted to start with you on this one.
So this game was at one point going to be my lock a mere hour ago. I've been going back and forth. It is no longer my lock. I even had this cool Hook'em hat to wear for when I did my lock. But I do think Texas wins this game and obviously cover plus 3.5. I think that's the smart pick to pick. Oklahoma hasn't looked very good. Texas is still 4-1. Big game for them, specifically if they want to win their conference as well. So I think they show up specifically because it's also in Texas.
Very Mr. Big 12.
I just love this game. You gotta love the Red River noon kickoff game. Like I just love it. It's just a lot of fun. Luckily, I hate to see it. I hate to see the SEC logo in this game down the road.
No.
I love just seeing the Big 12 logo with it. But
Don't think about the future. Think about the present.
Yeah, but I'll just be happy on Saturday just to watch it. as tradition, I think both teams
Just
are.
a lover of football.
I like, it's just not supposed to have the SEC logo. It's supposed to have the Big 12 logo with it. But nonetheless, I think both teams are So, and just for the traditional pick, over 63.5, just for the fun.
Okay, I like that.
Hey,
Fair. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm probably not even gonna watch this stupid game.
that's a
That's
shame.
un-American.
That's on. That is. That's just call. That's
Are you not?
That's
Are you
college
not going to
football.
watch Army Navy either? Are you going to watch like the
Dude.
No, I'll
Sopranos or
watch one
something
of
that
them. I'm
day?
just looking
Yeah.
at the games at the same time. It's just a couple more I like. More
Okay.
better.
I like Oklahoma. It's square, but I like Oklahoma in this game. I just think that I'm just going to take the team with more talent, and it means just as much to Oklahoma as it does Texas. And I think Texas, as I kind of said earlier with Arkansas, is a soft team, and maybe this is the game where Oklahoma looks like Oklahoma, but
Keep saying
maybe
it,
maybe this is the waking the sleeping giant. That is what everyone thought Oklahoma would be this year. They're still under. They keep winning, so I'm going to take them to maybe win by 4, like 24-20. I mean, or to hit the over, like 44.
I was like, Chuck, please.
44-41.
Yeah, isn't the
Perfect,
over?
that
What
would
is
be
it? Like
perfect.
50 something?
63.5.
That's so low for this game. I don't think I've ever seen it stumble to this low.
Well, remember, was it
Depth.
last year where it was really high and it was just not even
Yeah.
close?
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler, that's the problem.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
I can't like I'm done betting on him because he stinks.
He does stink.
He does.
He's terrible. I really, I'm a little concerned the Eagles might draft him.
Oh,
They
not
won't.
again.
The thoughts crept into my mind that they will be high enough in the first round where he's gotten hyped for so long that maybe they still buy into that. But if they're like, if they have eyes, like you wouldn't draft them, but he's still getting this like sort of hype of being a good player.
That never crossed my mind, and now
I never
now that you
crossed my
say
mind
that,
either, and I
and
don't
I'm
even think it's
scared.
a possibility.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
If they have 3
I
first
don't,
round
I don't
picks,
think that
they're
will
gonna,
ever happen. No way.
if they have 3 top 10 picks, they're taking a quarterback, at least one of those 3. Like they have to.
Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny Heisman.
Hey, I mean, maybe better than Rattler.
He definitely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would.
Yeah,
If I
for
was
sure.
if I was drafting tomorrow, I would probably go. I still think Sam Howell will be the best one of that. Like I still think Sam Howell's good. I just think UNC stinks.
Thanks. Yeah, and Mac Brown stinks.
Yeah, but I think he's good. Everyone like it'd probably be like him, Malik Wilson, Kenny Pickett, and Matt Corral would be my top.
And Corral. Gotta love Golden Corral.
Yeah. Okay, so next game. Speaking of Arkansas at Ole Miss, Ole Miss is -6. The over/under is 66. Ferry, your future conference, the SEC. If you want to take it away here.
Fair enough. I didn't really know what to go with, but I'm gonna go with Ole Miss -6 just because they're at home. I think Arkansas, like we said, is just gonna start to crumble a little bit with the rest of the schedule. I don't think Ole Miss is actually bad because they actually have a great quarterback, and I just like the home team -6.
Ben?
Yeah, I agree. I like Ole Miss to cover, but I think it's a good spread. So I think they're going to win by like a touchdown or like maybe 14 at most. I also think this is a shootout coming off a game where they kind of got shit kicked by Alabama's defense. At home, I think they're going to try to put up points quick. So over 66 as well.
Coming into this, I liked Arkansas, and you guys are kind of talking me out of it. I'm going to stick with Arkansas just because it's for both of these teams.
I think it's a bad spot for Arkansas.
See, I think it's a bad spot for I think you can twist it each way. Like you have a team coming off a 37-0 drubbing.
Yeah.
I think at home makes a bigger difference.
It may.
In my mind.
It may. Is Arkansas's quarterback healthy? He got injured in the Georgia game. I don't even know.
I don't know.
Not positive.
It feels like whoever loses this game, like their season's just gonna tailspin out of control after last week.
I think that's more of an Arkansas thing.
More of an Arkansas. All right, I'll flip to Ole Miss. I'll flip.
Okay, awesome.
You guys got me to flip. I'll even add it to my card. I had Arkansas +6.5. I'll flop to Ole Miss. This is my co-host pick of the year.
You're welcome.
Yep. Okay, next game. Love this game. Love this game. I love this game. Georgia at Auburn rivalry. They call it what, like the oldest rivalry in college football or something? Like that's a
Is that
moniker
they call
for it.
it? I wasn't sure. Yeah.
It's something like that. Georgia at Auburn. Auburn is plus 14.5 at home. Over under is 45. Ben, what do you think?
I think we're all going to say the same thing because we all have similar brains when it comes to Georgia, but I think they just will kick the shit out of them. Minus, like, what are we doing here? Like 14 and a half. Okay, sure.
Very.
You know, it's funny. I made a note of this game. I said I love Georgia in this, but since I love it that much, I will not be taking Georgia. I will be taking Auburn plus 14.5 because I don't think anyone else in the world is going to take Auburn. So I like to fade the public on this pick. I hate it. You know, I do hate it. I think Auburn being at home, maybe JT doesn't play. It's a home, SEC game. It's a football spread in favor of Auburn. I'm trying to convince myself otherwise. I love Georgia, but nonetheless, since I think the whole public's on Georgia, I gotta go Auburn.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up right now, see what the early action is on it, because I'm now a little I'm intrigued by because I'm thinking like maybe Auburn might be getting some love because they won in Death Valley. Now it's 85% on Georgia. So yeah, I love Georgia in this game. I love Georgia 1, and then I love Auburn under team total because I still think they're a bad team that shouldn't be ranked, and they're going to have a ton of trouble. They scored 20 against Penn State. How are they going to put up points against Georgia? Georgia is a far better defense. I love Georgia in this game. I will be taking Georgia, and it might be my biggest play of Saturday. So
Agreed.
I don't think it matters who starts at quarterback.
I also agree. I don't think it matters who they play quarterback.
Listen, I was just trying to buy myself this pick. I love Georgia, but since I love it that much, I just
be a square fairy.
I've
pick Georgia.
I've got other square picks. Okay, I wanted to change it up on this. If I have to lose this pick, I'll be one of 100. I'll be like 1 in 100 people taking off.
Yeah, Ferry, you've been 57% though, not thinking like everyone else, obviously.
But my units,
something to be said for that.
The ones that I love, I can't hit at all. So my units, the ones I'm just placing one unit on,
he's picking like Tulane Coastal, right? But doesn't put any money on it.
Yeah, so
all the Tulane games he's betting against them.
Yeah, it's a mess in New Orleans. I don't know if you heard.
He doesn't have the stomach to actually do it.
I only put one unit on those games, and it's just I can't wrap my head around putting on like 5 units for a game like that.
Yeah. So last week, Arkansas's team total was like 14.5. If Auburn's is like the same thing, it's definitely you have to take the under. They're not scoring more than 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, they're worse. They have Bo Nix.
Yeah, exactly.
Bo Nix is going to be seeing ghosts.
Yeah, Bo Nix stinks. Tank Bigsby is good, but Bo Nix stinks. LSU at Kentucky. No, that's not the next game. Penn State at Iowa is the next game. Iowa -3, over under is 41.5. Unless I wrote that down wrong. Did I write that down wrong? Is anyone looking at
I thought I saw 42.
40? Okay.
I think it's going down.
Okay. That is an extreme. That's like a 37 in the NFL for totals.
Yeah.
Ferry, we'll start with you on this one.
I think it's at the point of the season that Vegas just knows everything, and I don't know what to do because they just had me beat. I'm just gonna go with the home team, and because I hate Penn State, so I'm gonna go with Iowa -2.
Ben, I have a feeling I know.
It is 41. FYI,
it's 41. Okay.
Yes, I just checked it. I'm not gonna touch the over under. I like Iowa. Iowa's at home. Probably biggest game so far this season for them. Playing in front of those kids. I just don't see them losing. I think they have an elite defense. I don't think Sean Clifford's good. I think they have the guys to cover Dotson. I think they get it done. I'm not going to bet it now because it keeps going down. And I think they're going to become home dogs. And then I'll take them out right then.
Okay. I like Penn State. I think Penn State is a very good football team. I like their offense more than Iowa's offense. I think the defenses are comparable. And Penn State, it feels like Penn State's year maybe. I don't know
I
if
mean, any bias from last weekend or just
I'm a little biased. That was a lot of
You
fun.
don't think
being in Happy
Saquon
Valley.
Barkley was like their year? They screwed that up. You think Deshaun Clifford led Penn
They
State?
lost to Michigan by 40 that year.
Yeah, but that wasn't their fault. I don't know. I don't remember that season very well.
Okay. Yeah. No, I like Penn. I'll probably take Penn State with the points because with the I don't know if I'll take them outright. It depends, but I like
Well, they're
them
+1.
It's +1.
Yeah, currently it's gonna be like a pick 'em probably.
Okay. I'm gonna take Penn State. I do think it would be really sharp to tease Penn State in the under.
Mm,
That's on the table for this one, but
mm.
this is an against the spread show, not how well can you tease show. So I'll take Penn State.
Fair.
LSU, and it's probably going to be like 16-17. So under, if I had to make a pick on that. LSU, Kentucky. LSU loses another big game against Auburn. I loved LSU last week. They were up 13-0 and fucked me royally. Was not having fun. Kentucky's a 3.5-point favorite at home, coming off a huge win against Florida. Over under is 52.5. Ben, you're a Kentucky guy, so I'll let you talk about the other Penn State quarterback.
I'm gonna halt on talking about this game.
Okay.
Mm.
So his lock is Kentucky.
No,
Very good.
it's not. It's not.
Oh,
I
it's
swear.
yeah, your lock's LSU.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
oh,
It's definitely not Kentucky for sure.
oh, man.
Very.
I'm hopping on the bandwagon. I'm going to do the BBN -3. Let's go. Big Blue Nation.
Yeah, I like Kentucky too. It's Kentucky. I think they have Georgia next week or their next game. This will be awesome. This will be an awesome 2 weeks for the program.
Yep.
They beat Florida, beat LSU. Like that's awesome for them. Will Levis is really good. Happy for Kentucky.
Yes.
So I'll take
Actually,
Football school?
I'm changing my
Football school.
lock.
Okay, so you
My
want to talk
pick
about
was
this game?
Kentucky. You said everything I was going to say. I mean, letdown spots next week against Georgia, obviously, big game. You guys said it already.
All
Well,
right.
I was thinking in my mind.
Before we get to the next game, I just want to ask, is it wrong to have your lock be on a Thursday night? Because then I'll have 2 locks. I'm not changing that lock.
Wait, what are the Thursday night games?
You'll see and you'll know
Oh,
exactly where I'm going.
I
with it.
probably have it because I remember seeing a Thursday game. Oh, I
Thursday
know.
games-
I know what you're
the
thinking.
Thursday
It's on
games
my
are good.
board. It's
I already-
on my board.
I already bet it, so I bet it yesterday.
I think I
That's how
know
much
which
I
one
love
it
this
is. And it's
game.
hilarious.
Yep. Yeah. So all right, Michigan at Nebraska.
You
This
can have
game is very okay. Awesome. Should I just do that one or should I do 2?
You can do. I don't care. It's your show.
That's a good point. It's not Ben's.
I've done 2.
Ben's boys talking ball.
It's precedented. I've done 2 before.
You have. So maybe I'll do 2. I'll do 2. Fuck it. All right. Michigan at Nebraska. Nebraska coming off like Nebraska's for real, I think. If it's for real as Nebraska can be, they're good. Michigan undefeated, huge win at Wisconsin. If you can count wins against Wisconsin, it's huge because they lose to everybody. Nebraska's +3 at home. Over under is 52. Ferry.
Yeah, I think Nebraska and Michigan are both just those like 2 good teams. I don't know, as good as they both can be. So I don't really know what's going to happen in the game. But so since I don't know, I'm going to go with the old-fashioned way of the Big Ten under formula, so under 52.
I like that. It's a good pick. Ben.
I'm not going to pick the total, but I do like the over. No shot of Ferry. That was just my first instinct seeing the board. Credit to me if it hits. I like Michigan here. It's probably square of me to say, but I'll take Michigan -3. Nebraska's 3-3. They had one big win last week. Could be a letdown spot for them.
They beat Northwestern. How is that going to be a letdown spot?
Because they kicked the shit out of them.
So they're going to be let down
They
with the
50
number
bird.
19 in the country coming to their place.
At home,
Yeah.
Primetime game.
everybody's probably betting Nebraska.
I mean,
Let
at home
down.
primetime game.
Oh, is that 7?
Seven
Oh, it
thirty,
is.
yeah.
It's Herbie's doing that
Yeah,
game.
it should be Herbie. Yeah.
I like
unless
Nebraska.
unless he's doing the noon o'clock, the noon Red River.
Mm. Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh, we could do both.
Then he'll fly to
Yeah, he does.
Gus,
He
Gus
does a double
Johnson's
dip.
probably doing the
It's ABC,
Yeah.
oh,
so
the
he
Red
will
River
not
is?
be. Yeah.
Never
We
mind.
did you listen to anything we talked about at the start of the show, or did you just check in now?
I was deciding my lock,
Okay.
which I've changed already twice.
You just want to have 3 locks.
No, I already gave out one of them.
Okay. I like Nebraska. I think Nebraska's going to win, but I've been betting against Michigan for now 3 straight games this week. It's like my reverse Florida State, who I'm now quitting, by the way. I'm not betting on them anymore.
Who did they
Um,
play this week?
They play
Carolina?
North Carolina, who, spoiler, is on my card. But Nebraska's actually good, and this is gonna be like, this win might save Scott Frost and his entire. He might get a 3-year extension by winning this game.
I mean, they like him.
Michigan is not going undefeated. I refuse to believe they're going to be undefeated when they play Penn State or when they play Ohio State. If they are, you can find me the nearest crow dealer and I'll eat it on this show. They're not a good football team.
So is this your cut off the pinky toe?
This
type
is it.
team?
Yeah,
You know,
I'll
you know,
eat
Chuck,
rancid crow.
I didn't believe in Michigan either, but after the Rutgers game, they should have covered that game. I've been on them. They've been playing well for me.
Okay.
To keep making me money, I have to keep riding them.
All right. I like Nebraska a lot here, so I'm going to take Nebraska with the points. I'm not going to take them outright because I like taking the points. It's not big enough. Like if it was like not to
7.5.
bleed over into the NFL show, but like 49ers is a money line pick with the spread also. Like I double dip. I don't just do one. Anyway. All right. Any other thoughts or anything for this week before we get into cards that you wanted to mention, discuss? Any thought starters from either of you?
I have a weird Thursday thing because it's not really like a pick. It's a weird.
Okay.
I want to give. I mean, I want people to make money, but it's not a pick.
Okay.
I was looking at it.
What?
It's a parlay, just money lines. Houston, Coastal Carolina, and then the LA Rams started to bleed over to NFL. Plus 175 parlay for those 3 money line wins on Thursday night. If anyone wants to take a winner, just want to throw that out there.
I like that. How did your West Virginia transfer look for LA Tech?
He covered easily. Like they only lost by 7, so like they easily covered. From what my understanding was that they were in it like the whole game. So that round robins I sent to you was closer than I thought with them, and then it was close with the what was it? The UConn. I think because UConn was close.
They lost by 2.
So I could have had because it was Ole Miss, UConn, and Louisiana Tech in that round robin. So if UConn and Louisiana Tech would have made it out, I would have been doing all right.
Bet anything from you before we get in the cards here?
Not too much. Just Pitt's not playing this week, so it's card's kind of meh.
It's prep week.
Kind of seems like an off week for me. Like Pitt, I ride with my team. And I just want to say also before I do my card, Pitt's back.
You know what's interesting? You might be the biggest Virginia Tech fan this week.
Yes, he is.
If they win,
Next week.
is there a bigger letdown spot than after you beat Notre Dame at home? Not like that.
Are you
This
ready
is
for my
their
card?
With
this
2
is their
weeks prep.
this is
with
their
2
Super Bowl.
With 2
Yeah,
weeks
I
prep.
know.
This is
And Pitt's got
Vata-
2 weeks to prep for that. I mean,
Ben's gonna be wearing a fucking turkey on his head all day, waiting for that 7
A
o'clock game.
hokey.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
gonna
wait,
have
that. Oh no, that's on the ACC network. Never
Yeah.
mind. I was gonna
He's-
say Herbie might do that
yeah.
game, but he's not.
he's gonna have Enter Sandman on
Wait,
loop
Virginia
all
Tech,
day.
Notre Dame's on the ACC network.
Yeah.
At
That's so
7:30?
dumb. That's so dumb. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's it's part of the basketball deal.
Mm.
Like Notre Dame joining the ACC for basketball got the ACC in return gets Gets some football
NBC
games.
gave that up. That's crazy.
well, I think it's because yeah, it is kind of crazy. So I think they play like a couple each year on the ACC network because when Notre Dame had to leave the Big East, it was
It
like,
doesn't feel like they have as
you
many
scratch
ABC
my
games,
back, we scratch yours.
you know. It doesn't because like they still get like a ABC game here and there, you know. So
Yeah.
like I feel like they only play like 3 games on ABC anymore. But hey,
It's interesting. I never really thought of that. But all right. So Ferry, if you wanted to lead us off here. As the leader in the clubhouse, you can go first.
besides that parlay that, you know, I hope people, you know, want to make some money on that Thursday night, you know, just to get a little bankroll going for the picks on Saturday. Like I said, I like over 63.5 Red River game. I like Ole Miss -6. I like Auburn plus 14.5. I like Iowa -2. I said, going back to my roots, I like BYU -5 at home against Boise. Here's a weird game. UTSA versus Western Kentucky. It's the most Vegas game. Like it's like a system play. UTSA has looked good 5-0 this year versus Western Kentucky 1-3. Why is Western Kentucky at -3.5 in this game? They're at home. It's a system type play. And if you want to translate it in that, because UTSA is like a ranked.
It's
team
the
and
opposite of a
that's-
system play. It's a short play.
Well, I mean,
System sharp.
yeah,
Although I keep losing on it, but
it's
sharp.
you know regression.
I'm not gonna add this game to my card by any means, fair.
because
but
that's fine. That's fine.
I think this
UTSA
is a sharp pick for you.
I
hey,
do too.
I like it. You know, I don't know why I like it besides the fact that it's just the system. -3.5 Western Kentucky, despite them being 1-3, UTSA is 5-0 and has had some hype with them. So Western Kentucky -3. I like Texas Tech +1.5 being a home dog. It's TCU's first road game of the year, you know, despite it being in Texas still. So I'll take the home dog. I said under 50 Michigan game. I like Kentucky -3. Going to go back to my roots or everyone's roots of Bama -17.5 because A&M stinks. Don't care. It's in College Station. It's Bama -17.5. And then only one more pick and that's my lock. So only 10, 11
short
picks.
card.
Yeah, it's not the best slate. So I only have like 10, 11 picks here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ben will find his way into the 20s somehow,
Yeah, he will.
like he does every week.
I
How many do you have?
I just add stuff mid-show. I don't know. Not. I only am at 20.
Okay, last
I
week
think
you're
I'm
at
probably at high
25.
teens. I think I'm at like 18.
Okay, I'm at mid-teens, so that's okay.
If I had to put a number, 18 maybe.
Okay, yeah.
It's definitely not as long as my other cards.
I think I know what Ferry's lock is, and it's concerning me.
I don't think you do.
I think it's also yours, Chuck.
I don't
No,
think
that's
you
not
know what
mine.
it is.
That's
If
not
we have the
yours?
same lock, I highly doubt we have the same lock.
Is the game being played in Amherst?
No. I'm not betting that until we get to Saturday. I don't want to
Okay.
have that a part of my card. I want to see what I wake up with and what I think about that. But yeah.
Dude, I thought I had that game in my card, but I don't.
I love that game. It's not my lock, but
I had something in it, but I can't find it. Okay, I'll just add it when you say the game.
all right. I think the lines moved, but when I wrote it down,
What's
that's
the
number I'm
over?
sticking with. In that game,
Yeah.
That's not my pick, so I don't know.
Okay, I'll find that out when you're doing your card and add it to my card.
All right.
But,
Do you want me to do mine now and then you do yours, so you can find it out?
yeah, sure.
Okay. First game, UConn -2. They've been frisky. UConn is they're not good, but they've been competing with teams.
They
It's
fight.
not
They
good.
fight.
Fun fact, and I texted you guys this the other day, but for all the viewers, they are the first team to not be bowl eligible this season. They are 0-6. Best they can do is 5-6, so they are already not bowl
What time is the
eligible.
game?
Which means they will be putting it. They have nothing to lose anymore. Literally, it doesn't matter if they go 0-6 or 0-11. They will not be bowl eligible. They're winning this week. They're beating UMass in UMass. Go Huskies. My next game, I think Rutgers can beat Michigan State. This line feels like a trap at +5 for Rutgers after they got shellacked last week against Ohio State. Like Greg Schiano, it's a noon game. It feels like a weird Michigan State gets called sleepwalking at the birthplace of college football. Oklahoma -3.5. We talked about. Texas is soft until they prove to me they're not soft. UNC -17. They should kick the piss out of Florida State.
You're off Florida State.
I kept betting them, thinking like, okay, like they're gonna win and cover. They won and didn't cover, so screw them. I'm all Florida State. Liberty minus 19.5. Liberty being an underdog to UAB was weird. I'm lucky I got that bet in when I did because I was tailgating and didn't have reception. Then all of a sudden I got reception. I'm like, all right, I need to bet this Liberty game. At the same time, though, I doubled down on LSU, so whatever. I kind of got fucked regardless. Nebraska +3. I'm with Ferry on Alabama minus 17.5. Georgia minus 14.5. Auburn under points. Whatever it is, even if it's 10.5, I think I would take the under. Except that'd be
You
clenching.
can't add that to your card.
Why can't I?
It's only like totals and spreads. You can't add team.
All right,
props.
no, you're right. You're right. Fine, but I take
I'm
Auburn.
not. It has nothing to do with you. I like.
No. Like I know
You're
you're
my
right.
guy.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
This is
first
an
half
against.
spread.
This is an against the spread. This is an against the spread and total show. I will be personally taking Auburn under points. I think this year, the Ohio State first half 2 years ago might be whoever Georgia's playing is under points. When we start getting into these sort of games, like when they played South Carolina, I was like 6.5. Like I'm not taking that. But Auburn's not going to be able to score against this team, and the total will probably be like 14 in that area. And I will take my chances that Auburn can't move the ball. Ohio State minus 21. I think Ohio State's back. Maryland's not good. So like that game there. SMU minus 14 at Navy. Navy's not good. So I like SMU there. BYU minus 5. I'm with Ferry on that one. Tough place to play. Boise State. They're kind of weird because they came into the season. You'd think they'd be good. They had, brought back a lot of the same guys. They won the Mountain West last year.
I thought the line was weird. I thought it was surprisingly only 5 points at home. But
It is a little weird.
I'll
I'm
take
a little concerned, but I'll take it too.
I'm a little concerned, but gotta ride.
Right, exactly. Kentucky minus 3. I wrote down Penn State +3, which I'll give myself. I know it's down to 1.5 now, but I'll take what if you guys take Iowa
fine.
minus 1.5 on your card. I'll do that too. Maybe we
That's
can middle
fine.
it and Iowa wins by 2.
We could all win.
Yeah. And then Ole Miss minus 6.5. I flipped from Arkansas because I talked to you guys, and then my lock I'm saving for now, but I kind of let on what it's gonna be. Ben.
Okay, my card Thursday: Houston minus 6 at the flood zone, as Ferry would call it.
Yes, sir.
Coastal minus 18.5 at Arkansas State. Going into Sunday, Michigan State minus 5 at Rutgers. Ole Miss minus 6 versus Arkansas. Also the over 66. Georgia minus 14.5 at Auburn. Love BYU minus 5 at home against Boise State. Love Baylor minus 3 at home against West Virginia. Sorry, Ferry. UAB minus 5. UAB minus 4.5 versus FAU. Iowa minus 1 versus Penn State. Wake Forest minus 6.5 at the Carrier Dome. Ohio State.
Did that line concern you at all? When I saw that, my first thought was this is a little weird. Like Florida State or Wake Forest is going to go undefeated, right?
No, but I think they win this game.
Okay.
Ohio State minus 2. Ohio State minus 21 versus Maryland. I think Ohio State's now in Ohio State form. I don't think they're as good as they normally are, but I do think they'll kick the shit out of like bad teams. I said BYU minus 5 already. I have it twice for some reason on my slate. UConn at UMass over 55.5 seems
my
like
God.
kind of like the biggest college football rivalry in New England. Rhode Island doesn't have a team, so it's kind of like a backdoor rivalry. A lot of the points, big game, fun atmosphere. Should be game day in my mind.
Yep.
Michigan minus 3 at Nebraska. I'm also going to put in the over 52. Kentucky minus 3 versus LSU. Texas plus 3.5 versus Oklahoma. Western Michigan minus 11 at Ball State. Ball State coming off a big win against Army. Western Michigan's a pretty good team. I think they'll win at Ball State. Bama minus 17 at Texas A&M. And then my lock.
I'll start off locks Thursday.
Can I just say, actually, wait, can we just tell everybody the lock records? I don't think we say them at all.
We do. I said them at the top of the show when you were looking through your thing, and me and Ferry were talking about how Texas Oklahoma is on ABC, but I will repeat them for you.
Thank
then.
you. Well,
Yep,
for the
no problem.
public, not for me.
Sure,
I know what it is.
So Ben is 4-3. He has the best winning percentage on locks. which is kind of cheating because he gives out like 3 or 4 locks a show.
Oh my
so
God,
like
I
by
did too
by
God.
by
Stop.
volume,
High
he
volume.
I
has
did
the highest
2 once
percentage.
or twice, and they went 5. They went 1-1. So give me a break.
So 4 and 3. So he's I don't even know what 4 divided by 7 is. That even a higher? I'm 3 and 2. I don't know which is the higher percentage, but
Yours is.
oh, okay. Then Ferry's 2 and 3. So we're all hovering around 500 anyway. My lock is Coastal on Thursday. Arkansas State's really bad. It almost feels like it's too easy, which is kind of concerning that it's only 19 because they were like a 27-point favorite against Kansas. But hey, what are you gonna do? I'll stick my hand in the trap. Fuck it. Coastal Carolina, go Chanticleers.
Nice.
Ferry, if you want to do yours then.
I almost want to do that parlay that I mentioned with the spreads for the Houston and
That's like when you during the college basketball show where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna take Oral Roberts first half.
And
No, I'm
it
gonna take
paid-
Oral Roberts money line, and then I'm gonna take Ohio State or like whatever you said it was. Like
Game-
my pick
game
is
spread.
and it was and it,
What's
and
your
it hit.
pick?
And it hit. I mean, it was the perfect outcome for me because Oral Roberts was winning at halftime.
Oh, you
And-
nailed the game.
Here I am again giving out winners. I
All
just
right, fair enough.
one
touche.
way or another, you got to give out a winner. You know.
Sure.
But my lock of the week, another game you probably weren't expecting: Southern Miss +2 against UTEP. Vegas has taught me anything. It's also another fishy line. Why is Southern Miss 1-4 and UTEP 4-1, but Southern Miss only 2 points? So I'm going to take Southern Miss +2 as my lock of the week.
My
Okay.
lock, I will admit, is a selfish pick. It has
Oh.
something to do with my alma mater. We've
Oh.
alluded to the game earlier. Already alluded to why I love this team. Vatech +1 versus Notre Dame. Enter Sandman on the ACC network for some reason. I think they win this game, and then Pitt comes in and ends their season.
If this means anything, I've been hearing rumblings on the internet that we may have a new quarterback starting for Notre Dame this week. They have not announced who it is.
That's tough entering Sandman.
They said internally they know who it is, and I think it's going to be
Fine.
Drew Pine.
Will you be ready
Which-
for Sandman?
I think he gives them a better shot to win. I don't know if I think he's a freshman, so who knows? But
Could
if that changes your opinion, I think he's better than Jack Cohn. What's up?
Could all 3 of our teams sweep Virginia Tech? I mean,
Are you gonna
That's a great
parlay?
question. Yeah, West
Uh,
Virginia did beat
yeah,
them.
yeah, hey, you know.
Are
it could
you
happen.
gonna take the block parlay?
No.
Oof. I mean,
I put up.
Am
my
I going to
last
parlay Coastal Carolina on Thursday, then Southern Miss on Saturday, and then
God damn
Gonzaga
it.
at night?
time. God
Am I
damn
doing?
it.
Is that's what you're asking me?
God damn it, Chuck.
that's a long 72 hours.
What was your
man.
other one?
72 hours.
You
That's a
said
long
you
one.
had 2.
No, I'm only doing one. I'm
What
just
was
gonna
the
do
other
Coastal.
one gonna be?
My other one was going to be Georgia. If I had to take one,
Oh, okay. Well, we can do that Saturday. Asterisks.
yeah, we could do. I'm only doing one lock. I will either substitute UConn or Georgia, so we can do UConn, Southern Miss, and then Vatech.
Let's just do them both.
Do 2 different parlays with that.
No, just
You know
4
what would happen
games.
if I do both of those? Then Notre Dame will win. So then I'll hit 2 out of 3 on both. Or I take Notre Dame on one, and then one has to win. They're both plus 600,
Yeah, one has to hit.
assuming me and Ferries are both locks. Of course.
Which is not a lock for me.
What was your
Yeah.
block, Barry? Southern Miss.
Plus
Yeah.
2. Yep. At home.
He's going to be wearing his Southern Miss Brett Favre jersey during the
What's
game.
their mascot?
Golden Eagle. Is that right? Is that? Am I making that up? Golden
Go.
something.
Go
Golden
Eagles.
something.
Let's look. I'm going to look it up now.
Golden Eagle. I don't know.
Go Golden Eagles.
Golden
Eagles.
Eagles.
Let's go. See,
There you go.
it's destiny.
I
Not-
do
not
like.
the miners.
I do. Yeah, I do like where your head's at though with that and the UTSA Western Kentucky picks.
It's you got to be creative with stuff like this. I
Nah.
mean, and I'm always thinking about UTEP because of KB. I don't know if you know KB's obsession with the city of Texas El Paso.
I
El
did not
Paso,
know.
it's like the largest city without, I think, a sports team or without something. and he's obsessed with it. And he's trying to fight for UTEP's just like respect. And he's a UTEP college football fan, so he wants to go to Brandon Walker's show and only talk about UTEP.
Okay, nice. Any closing thoughts here before we get into all the action of week 6? Break it all down next week.
I'm glad you guys didn't mention why didn't I take anything West Virginia game, because they fucking stink. I'm over 'em. I'm tired of it.
Does that mean Baylor -3 is sharp on my part? Coming from a West Virginia fan?
I have no insight for the game. Baylor's a home team, so I like home teams usually, but I'm not saying anything.
What was because I'm curious, because I'll share mine too. Biggest win, biggest loss of last week for you? Like, not even like how many units you won or lost, but like the easiest winner, and then the loser was like never even had a shot.
Oh, that's easy. My lock, the Pitt over.
That
was easy.
Yeah,
was
that was
abysmal. And
That
then
was
everything in that Ole Miss game was a disaster.
The-
Everything.
Pharaoh was yours.
The Tennessee first half, they were up 35 at halftime. Like, I was like, this is easy, and they were +1. So it was the best, easiest pick I've ever made. Worst beat. I don't think I had any blowouts besides the Alabama game. I mean, I just can't get over Purdue. They're dead to me. They're lucky they're not playing this week. Otherwise, I'd be putting down everything I lost on the other team that they're playing. So I'll be back. I'll remember them next week though, whoever they're playing.
Yeah. My biggest loser was Maryland. They were never in the game. And then
That was a tough one.
Yeah, four first half turnovers is tough to overcome. It's tough to handicap that.
5 picks for
From-
Tua's brother. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he finished with 5 picks.
I think it was 5. I think that's what I saw.
Jeez. And then my easiest winner was Nebraska.
Mm.
And then also App State. That was like, but they were both kind of the same
Oh.
type of game. I think they both put up 50,
Right.
and
I also had Michigan too, so that was an easy one.
that was. All right, so that was been week
6.
6 college football pick'em. We'll go above 500 this week. The locks parlay: Southern Miss, Coastal, and Virginia Tech pays out at +600 at your local
And
book.
UConn?
That I don't know what that would be, but if you add UConn in, you can sub in UConn for Coastal if you want. +600.
It's
UConn's
your
winning this
choice.
week. Yeah,
We're giving out
dealer's choice.
2.
Yep.
Pick
Exactly.
the right one and we'll send you a t-shirt.
Right.
Dang.
Exactly.
It's in the budget now.
Yes. Where we have we're
Well, it
operating we're operating in the black now.
We'll send you a t-shirt out of the Fairy's closet.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you the one you pick is right. And hit
Or
me.
Yes.
or the Jameer Nelson St. Joe's Hawks jersey.
Oh. Oh, that's all right. If Southern Miss wins me $1 billion, sure.
It's
Yeah, you
either
just buy
that.
it
It's either that or they get a day with Fairy. 24
Ooh.
hours.
Mm,
That'd be
okay.
fun. You get to watch West Virginia.
Yeah. Watch.
You get to watch college football with Fairy all day.
We sell
Oh, baby.
experiences. Yeah.
Oh baby.
All right. That's our show.